pass it on to somebody else, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "It's just chords, man.
Yeah,
It's just
you'll
power
never see
chords."
the guy that wrote it, that played it a gajillion times on tour, go, wait, no,
No, no,
when they're trying
no.
to show you.
Well,
Heels and quads media, the home of the melodies. Raising the horns up high as the heavy music spread.
I smell my microphone. That must mean we're back. Heels and Quads. Welcome to Heels and Quads. I'm Levi, joined by Tommy, Tommy still does videos. So you know him. So you know him.
Yeah.
So you know him, but you don't know me. Hey, you you know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. The Razor Ramon. Yeah.
Yeah, so welcome back, Heels and Quads Media here on YouTube. I'm Tommy, and I'm joined by former host of the channel, Levi.
Former co-host. I'm
Yeah.
still here. I just we've been postponing this show for a while.
Yeah. We were
Like a
supposed to
good
do
while.
Reload, then we were supposed to do the Black Album we talked about doing on the
And then we
anniversary of
were
that.
yeah,
And
we had a
then
lot of ideas. And
I've
then
been talking about doing this show for like 2 years now, I think.
oh god, so you're gonna make me feel bad because I didn't put a
Well,
lot of
no,
effort
because I'm
into it.
always like, when I can't think of something, I'm like,
Yeah.
that's one that just keeps coming back. I don't know. It just sounds like a good YouTube video to
Yeah.
me. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Let us know in the
What is
comments.
this camera doing to my face, man? It's freaking
I
me
don't know.
out. It's
I
like
think you
making
look
my
handsome.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'll leave it as is then.
Yeah.
I will leave it as is. I just haven't been I've been I have ideas for content all day
Yeah.
long, but it's the execution of doing it. Like I'm a dad, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you
Yeah, I
know,
know.
but it's
Yeah.
like I got afternoons where I got to watch the kid, and then like I don't want to do it at night because then if we're doing it at night, plus we're not night show guys. Like we can do early morning, but even in the
Yeah.
early morning, I usually grab her so she can sleep in,
Mm-hmm.
and because she's up all at night with
And
her
then
and
if I
sings all
work during
night.
the day, I'm there at 8. So
Yeah,
it's not like we're
it's
gonna
just
record at fucking
the
6:30 in the
scheduling's
morning.
been tough, yeah, for a duo. So like I got ideas. I got quite a few videos actually I thought of like in the last week because we were trying to do the Metallica ones or whatever, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just it's not lining up, and I got ideas for things I want to do, and some of them are a little off kilter from music, and some of them are it's just content for the channel.
What I mean,
But
I think of that too, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll do like a movie show or movie video or whatever, like rank episodes of a TV show. Or I
yeah,
see that kind of shit all the time
media,
because my rabbit holes that I get into on YouTube are fucking weird sometimes. And
yeah,
immediately, as soon as I like start watching like more than one video, and it's like the same with sports. Like I always want to be like, I want to do it. I want to do like a Yankees post game show, but then I'm like, there's so many, and that
yeah.
it just feels like
You gotta find the
convoluted,
niche.
you know?
We're just
But
media
yeah,
conglomerates.
that's why I want it to just be what it is. And if the mood strikes us to do a wrestling video someday, I feel like we should be able to do that.
And you've built the channel off Kiss, so like
Yeah.
you've done
That's
pretty
why I
well with
started
that
doing
and
the
Van
what I'm doing
Halen
now.
and
Now I'm doing a
yeah,
tier list ranking of each album by song. So
yeah. I just feel bad I haven't been heavily involved, but it's there. I still have like I have the want to do it. I'm not
mhm.
going anywhere. I
Yeah.
just like I got to get through this first year with the kid. It's a little rough. She's 6 months now, so
Well, think about it. I mean, when we started doing this almost 7 years ago, even little Tommy was already,
yeah, he was
what, 4, almost 5 when we started. So,
yeah.
I mean, it wasn't as hard for me to get away.
Because you
Plus,
can get
when
him
we started,
on
Amanda was
something
home
for a
all the
little bit.
time. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You were, yeah, that's back
I
when.
get it, dude. I've never once like been mad or anything like that. Like, oh, fuck
No,
him,
I know you haven't. I know you haven't. No, I get frustrated because I'm like, I get frustrated because I'm like, I don't want to keep postponing it just because
If
of
anything, I
something.
get mad at myself for texting you, being like, "Hey, put something out, bitch," or
No,
you
I
know,
need that. I need that
yeah,
in my life.
yeah, but I don't
So,
like doing it.
yeah, it's
Makes me
okay
feel like
though.
a
We're
dick.
friends. That's how we
Yeah.
talk to each other.
Mm.
We're friends.
Yeah,
So,
I was
no,
gonna
we
bring
are.
that up actually because when you were in town visiting your mom for
Yeah.
the whatever you guys were going
Baby
to,
shower and BFE. Yeah.
well, I didn't care, whatever.
I was gonna
And
hang
you were
out at
like,
your work with you, honestly.
yeah, and you were like, what
I'll
are you
just
doing? I was
fucking
like,
stay
well,
there.
and
I'll break
I can
down.
hear it.
I'll break down some shit. Yeah, she's up there.
And like, I was like, well, are you guys staying at? I was like, are you guys staying at your mom's? Because Amanda was home, and I was like, hey, we can go see the baby because
Yeah.
making a day trip to go visit you guys is like it's like an event,
That's a
for
whole.
us
Well,
to,
and it's not that short of it. Like 2.5 hours is a day trip drive, but
yeah,
if you're not a
but
huge
it's
fan
like,
of that drive, it sucks.
yeah, but it's like, can't really go on the weekends because of my job. And then like your wife's busy usually typically on the weekends. And
Yeah.
then like that's
Or
your
just
really
fucking
only
toast.
time off. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't want to interfere there. But then also like weekdays, if I come, it's like well, I always try to come, but not
Yeah.
typically on weekdays.
I'm
Well,
coming.
but it's like, you know what I mean? Like by the time we get there, you're still probably at work. She's probably still at work, or however
Yeah.
that works. And then it's like by the time you get done, it's like, well, shit, if we don't leave soon, then it's gonna be one
Then
o'clock,
you're
2 o'clock
getting
in the morning
then
before
you're
we get
getting into
home.
that time slot. Yeah, it's just like you got to find the happy medium of like leaving early in the
Yeah,
morning and then spend the day, and then it's like leave like after
yeah.
5,
So
like
I feel like
6 ish.
what we need to do is one day where we can, and maybe I need to take like a weekend day off.
You want to meet up in Harrison? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Maybe if they still have the Dixie Cafe.
Since the last time we
Yeah,
did the
that's
show,
just
the
an
Eddie.
update.
We
Oh
got the
yeah,
official
yeah.
Eddie tat on there. That's pretty cool.
That's
Working on the
why.
sleeve.
That's another thing that was supposed to happen on the last video. You were gonna debut that and
I
show
was gonna
me,
debut the Eddie.
but
Yeah.
you gave in and sent me a picture of it, which I love that tie. That's so sick.
Yeah, it is sweet. And kind of work around it. It was about 3.5 hours, and the last 30 minutes, I was like, okay, I'm kind of getting there.
We just have to figure it
Couple
out where
hours.
we're somewhat more consistent than we are.
That's the main thing, man. It's just a little consistency is all we
Because
need.
once we get on a schedule, I feel like we can usually
Be all
stick
right.
to it for
Yeah.
like 3 to 6 months before a cog
Before
gets thrown in the
before
wheel.
before the cog breaks. Your idea was top 5 albums of the year we were born. Our favorite albums.
Yes.
That's the way I took it.
Yeah.
Our favorite albums from the years.
Our favorite, not the top 5. But before we get into that,
Yeah.
since we haven't done a show in a while, I did want to say that since we've been away, King Diamond is finally going on tour, and we might be going to see King Diamond.
There's potential for seeing.
We
King
have
Diamond.
the opening to go. It's just a matter of us actually going.
We have the option. Yes, there is an option. Oh, notes from iPhone. I can open my notes from my phone on here. That's cool.
And if we do go, or even if Levi doesn't end up going and I go, I'm gonna try to get some interviews done.
Yeah. Talk to our guy.
Well,
Speaking
and
of,
I'm
he's gonna come up. He's
hoping
gonna
to
come
meet the
up in this
king.
episode. Actually,
Yeah, he comes up in mine too.
he's gonna. Oh, cool. Okay, nice.
So I've seen people do stuff like this before, where they do like certain years, and I don't know if I've seen it. People do albums of the year they were born necessarily. Maybe one or two YouTubers that I watch, but I always think this is a good idea. I will preface my list by saying there is a very huge album that was released the year I was born that is not on my list.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in
forget that's
87.
86.
You were born
87,
in
87.
93.
93, yeah. That's right. You're not 86, you're 87. Yeah.
87, yeah.
87. Yeah, I forget that album came out in 87, actually. I always think it's 89.
It feels like it's later because it didn't hit till later.
Because it didn't hit till later. Yeah, that's right.
And another thing that I thought about doing was like I do 87, you do 93, and then we both do each other's.
Yeah, I would do. That'd be fun. Yeah,
that would be fun.
Yeah, that would be really fun.
Because I looked at 93 too. I was like, God, there's a lot of albums in there I like too.
There's a lot. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got and I just kind of went off of like my genre. I'm mostly rock and
Yeah.
metal guy. And like but I could have, I'm sure there's some others there that I probably should have, but little
Coulda, coulda,
time,
shoulda.
underprepared. I'll just
I
talk about
easily
it.
could have done fucking 10 for
I could
87.
have overthought this for 2 weeks too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I was like, okay, let's just do it. Just do it.
Okay.
Just figure out what you want to do.
Let's
So
get this done. Do we want to start? Do you want to start in 87 or do you want to
I
start
think
in
we start in
93?
87 because it's before. You get
Okay.
it's the
So I
the oldest person goes first.
have 4 of my albums on vinyl. The 5th one I don't have yet, but it is on my list.
All right.
All right, so we'll start. Are we doing it in order or are we just doing whatever?
Like ranked?
Favorite.
Are we
Yeah.
ranking them or?
Yeah. Did you rank
Yeah,
them or?
Yeah, I
did
kind
we
of have a
just
general
discuss it?
ranking of them. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then my 5th is the one I don't have because I don't have it. Not necessarily because I don't like it as much. So I'll start there. And I'll start with the band we were just talking about. King Diamond Abigail was released in 1987.
God, that was
Obviously,
87?
we've talked about that in like detail. So I'm not going to go into it. But yeah, I mean, I have this literally in my Amazon cart. I have it in my eBay cart. I actually probably have it in my Walmart cart too. It's like just a matter of like when I get to around to buying it on vinyl. I will. But yeah, love it.
Them and
Obviously,
Puppet
all
Master.
of King Diamond's albums for the most part are concept albums. This is part of ongoing saga.
There's no one with Grandma. Is
That's
Abigail the one?
them.
That's them.
That's
Yeah,
them.
that's right.
The
That's
next
them.
one, yeah. Which is just a continuation of.
And I have that one.
Yeah.
And
I love
Master.
them.
Them is great, yeah.
Them
but
is great.
Abigail's kind of like the staple King Diamond.
Yeah,
like not
it's
Merciful
like
Fate, King Diamond record.
Yeah, and it's the one like usually if you see like a King Diamond shirt out in public, that's the
It's
one.
an Abigail,
That's the cover.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's
The horse and carriage, or the
yeah.
Love and Marriage, Horse and Carriage.
Otherwise, it's freaking what's the Merciful Fate one? The really popular Merciful Fate one. Or
Don't Break the Oath or Melissa.
Don't break the oath. Don't break the oath.
I love that cover.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Yeah, man. Abigail's the shit. Okay, so my number 5 would be from June 22nd, 1993, and I just have the page brought up, which actually also features Andy LaRocque. It is Death's album Individual Thought Patterns.
So it wasn't King Diamond. It was
not King
Diamond. Because King was back with Fate.
He was working with Chuck Schuldiner. Yeah, yep. It was
that would have been what, Time? I think or 9.
So, yeah. Individual Thought Patterns is their 5th album. That's right. I thought it was like the 3rd. Death, a band, Chuck Schuldiner, awesome dude. Actually, Richard Christie played drums for him in the later days.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it is really weird.
Because he's such a fucking goof.
I think he's on the Sound of Perseverance, actually. Yeah, he recorded drums for Sound of Perseverance, the final album.
Yeah. When I watch the documentary on Death and Richard Christie pops up, I was like, it's just weird because his face and he's just goofy.
Yeah.
I don't know. But he's a great musician. He's a good drummer.
Working with LaRocque is a noble experience. Schuldiner only wanted LaRocque to play solo section, so he only sent LaRocque a few bars of the songs where a solo would be. LaRocque would then arrive at the studio without much preparation and largely improvise the solos, impressing everyone.
Which, when we talked to him, he said he just kind of made shit up.
Yeah,
because we talked to him about that.
He's like, I just kind of did that.
Yeah.
So that's my number 5 for the year, and it's been a minute since I listened to that one because my favorite Death album would be Human, like Human. Symbolic the one with bam, 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 down. No, that's not it. And I like the Sound of Perseverance a lot. Very proggy death metal. But I'm not a huge I've kind of gotten out of the death metal world as I've gotten older. But I still appreciate like that late 80s, early 90s death, like the pioneers of like the band Death, Morbid Angel. I saw Morbid Angel live. Anyways, that's my number 5.
I get it, man. And like I've gotten more into it as I've gotten older, which is strange. But I think it's just because I missed out on so much of that because I was too consumed with, only certain bands for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, and
Now I'm
I mean
like
that's
more
I was the
broad.
same way when I was younger. Like that's what I was into. Like I didn't get too much harder than like Slayer, you know,
Yeah.
or Napalm
Well,
Death
it's
was
like
one
even
too.
like King Diamond. Like I knew who King Diamond was, but I didn't
Hmm.
know every member of the band until a
Yeah,
few years ago when I actually got into it, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is fucking awesome, dude!"
yeah, yeah.
Falsetto like 90% of the time. That's cool as fuck.
Ah!
All right, and at number 4, like I said, the rest of these I have visual aids. So at number 4 is this album, Girls, 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 Motley Crue. I believe I also in my rankings ranked this album as my 4th favorite Motley Crue album,
So 4 and 4.
which is strange that it would go this high, but I mean it's cool because it's the year I was born. My first lap dance was to this song. Wild Side on this album alone puts this in a ranking because Wild Side is a badass fucking
Wild
song.
Side is a fucking awesome song.
What's
Like
what,
walking a wild side.
the ballad "You're All I Need" about spousal disagreements.
Yeah.
The video was banned from MTV, so that's pretty sweet.
Was he beating on her?
Yeah, I mean, shit happens, but I'm not condoning that by any means. But yeah, so I mean, the videos are cool. Motley Crue were the fucking kings at that time.
Yeah.
After Theater of Pain, obviously, Home Sweet Home being like the video on MTV. Then we get them at the strip club, and then Wild Side's them live on stage.
Take a walk on
Tommy
the wild
Lee
side.
with the
I love that song.
drums going.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Vince Neil released a solo album in '93. In my research, it was like
That dude, it's
it was like
good too.
Uncovered or something.
It's
or
good. It's fucking
like
good. You're
yeah.
invited, but your friend can't come.
That's awesome,
dude. And his guitar player was Steve Stevens on that, who is Billy Idol's guitar player.
Not to be confused with Steve.
Steve Stevenson's.
Steve Stevenson's. Nice. I like
and
it.
Billy Idol's coming over there by you, and I want to go.
Oh,
but I'm not.
I'd like to see Billy Idol. That'd be cool.
I've seen him. He's good. He's great. He's actually great.
What do I got here? All right, my numero 4 would have came out in September 1993.
See, you're making me feel bad by saying the months and shit because
it's okay.
I don't have it.
Okay.
I don't have notes in front of me.
It came out in '93, man. That's all that matters.
But I'm showing the covers, so
I'm making up. My number 4 would be Sepultura, the boys from Brazil. Their album Chaos AD.
They're on their farewell tour, right?
I believe so. Yeah, something like that. They've been around a long time. The Cavalera brothers. Territory, Refuse, Resist, like probably 2 songs everybody knows off this. I can't remember who I saw live that played, like I think they opened with a cover of Territory.
Man, opening with a cover is bold.
Something like that. Or it was like the second song, something like that. Who was it? It was at George's. I know that.
Oh,
I can't remember who it was that did it.
So it wasn't like a huge band.
No. Was it though?
No, I'm not saying they're not good because George gets good. George's gets good acts all the time.
They used to get good bands.
Well, now
it's all JJ's and the amp. But yeah, I freaking love this album. I've always loved it. It's always been one of my favorite Sepultura covers because it's blue. Beneath the Remains is probably my favorite Sepultura album. But Chaos AD 1993. That's why I chose it. So, like I said, I actually been listening to it when I work out lately too. I needed something a little upbeat, a little fast paced, so I went with some Sepultura.
It's crazy the amount of bands that are doing like farewell tours, and I mean, a lot of them typically come back, but I don't know, man. The way music is going now, I don't think a lot of these bands want to do it anymore because music's so shitty.
Music's shitty, and it's hard to make a living if you're not freaking doing
I mean, you have to be on the road all the time.
Yeah, and even
it's then, like, especially for like
so much expense in that.
these older bands that we like, it's like fuck, they did this shit already. They're supposed to just
Yeah.
be reaping the benefits now, and they're not.
Yeah.
It's not right, dude. That's the
Yeah.
one thing about streaming that I fucking hate, and that's one thing that I like about still buying vinyl.
Well, and the good thing is a lot of vinyls made such a comeback in the last like decade. Like it's
Yeah,
a pretty common it's pretty common to collect vinyl. So
yeah.
it's cool that that money goes in their pocket and
And I mean, a lot of them I do buy off eBay, so they've already got that money from that one. But I mean, if I can get it for $15 in original press over paying $40 for a new copy, this next album I'm about to show is a new copy. That's why I brought that up. Segue.
nice little segue.
So my number 3 from the hottest band in the world, Kiss, Crazy Nights. I know a
Nice.
lot
That
of
was the year you were
people.
born. No shit.
Yep. A lot of people hate this album. A lot of Kiss fans hate this album. I fucking love it. I love Poppy Kiss. I love Bon Jovi Kiss, Synthy Kiss, whatever you want to call it. This album fucking rules. And my
Yeah.
wife likes this one, so that's another reason. I've said
That's a
that
plus.
a
That's a good
thousand
record.
times when I talk
That
about that. It's fun, dude. And
when you
Paul's
said you
voice,
bought it, I listened to it that day.
his voice is so fucking strong on that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's all over the place. Um, but yeah, I mean, Crazy Nights is cool, but Reason to Live, man, that song fucking rips.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, more Kiss, and I'll do more Kiss videos.
Talked about if you want to hear Tommy talk about Dynasty, he's talked about it on the channel many times before. So
Dynasty,
not Dynasty, sorry, Crazy Nights. I keep thinking
yeah.
as soon as I saw it, I was thinking Dynasty.
I mean, I've talked
Crazy
about
Nights.
Dynasty too
Yeah,
several
he's talked
times.
about all of them. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Be
maybe
good if he talked about
Dynasty
all the
more than
interviews.
any of them because I did that as a pick of the week when I first started that. Which I mean, that doesn't happen anymore.
My number 3, 1993, number 3. I'm going with a little band that a lot of people probably don't know, but big in the UK, kind of big in the US, I guess. Paradise Lost. And this would be their 4th album, Icon, came out in 1993. Let me fact check that real quick. Yeah, 4th studio album. So gothic metal band. That's kind of what they're considered. Very like
How do I know that?
draconian. Probably because I've talked about them before.
I know the name. I don't know if I've ever heard them, but I know the name.
They're pretty like they're in your wheelhouse for sure. Like it would be like if you like typo,
Yeah,
you'd like
that
you'd
might
like
be how I
Paradise
know
Lost.
them.
They're like especially back then they were very gothy metal, but kind of doomy. Like their first album's
Yeah.
like Death Doom or whatever the snobs call it. Their second album's actually called Gothic. Third album Shades of God, and then you got Icon as their 4th album. And Icon and the one after this, Draconian Times, kind of like it's almost like Load and Reload, but not like it's better than Load and Reload. And just heavy fucking gothy, like really good melodies. Um like Gregor McIntosh, he's a lefty on guitar. He's just got fucking awesome leads and melodies, man. And it goes so well with like the dark shit that they're doing. And Icon Draconian Times, I think was the first album I heard, but then I like went back and I was like, oh dude, Icon is sweet. The cover's sweet. It's got like it's got this like I'm looking at it now. It's got this chick with her hand on this like angel statue's throat. And like you should check out Paradise Lost. And anybody listening, if anybody listens, you should.
I
check
feel
out
like they've
Paradise Lost.
popped up in my like when I do like my station or whatever on Apple
Yeah,
Music. Some days when I don't really
probably
know what I'm gonna listen to that day, I just put that
it
on,
could. Yeah,
and I feel like they've come up.
the Embers Fire starts off the album. Forging
'Cause I
Sympathy,
feel like
Dying Freedom.
that's gonna drive me nuts.
It's a really good record. Just I'm sure you've heard some of their songs, but
And if I look
they're
at the
awesome.
covers, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I know.
You'll
that.
know it by the cover. But yeah, if anybody, if nothing else, if you haven't ever heard of Paradise Lost and you like 90s metal with a touch of goth and a touch of like a very, very small hint of James Hetfield in the voice. Very small, like on certain records. But Yeah, Icon for my third 93 album. It's really badass. I have like almost all their albums on CD actually. Like I
Well,
went crazy and bought like all of them.
pull this one out so I can see the cover.
Oh.
Jesus.
I know, I can't get anything right. It is right here.
Oh.
Paradise Lost Icon.
Is that always the font they use for their name? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I know
Very
that
commonly.
then. Okay.
Yeah, little CD action. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. They might even actually be in my YouTube algorithm too.
I have their first album, second album, third album, fourth album, fifth album, sixth album. I got a 3-pack there. Yeah, I got a pretty good chunk of their discography. I don't have all of them, but I got a pretty good chunk of their discography. They came out
when
with
did
an
they
album,
start?
I think it's 88.
Oh, okay. Wow, yeah.
Was it 88, 89, 88? Let me see.
Well, I guess that makes sense
Yeah.
since their fourth album was 93. So yeah.
Yeah, they would have been
back in those days when artists used to make an album every year instead of
in 1988 they lost it.
5.
They released a 3-cassette demo, Paradise Lost, Frozen Illusion, and Plains of Desolation. And before being signed to Peaceville in 89, they recorded their debut album Lost Paradise. And the album was released in 1990. 90 was their first.
Okay. Wow.
Their first record.
So they did 4 albums in 3 years.
It was one per year. Yeah, you got Gothic's 91, 92 Shades of God, 93 is Icon, and then 95 is Draconian Times. I'm pretty sure Draconian Times is 95. They finally skipped a year.
That's pretty badass though.
Let me see.
I miss those times, man.
Yeah.
And like we talked about on our Guilty Pleasures episode, we talked about Lady Gaga. She's finally getting off her ass and doing something, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I'm always excited with Gaga's stuff. I like her music. That's one that you'll catch me. Man, I've been listening to like 90s pop and shit.
Oh, dude, I'm so fucking hard for 90s pop
love
right now.
90s pop, dude.
It's fucking ridiculous, dude. I have a playlist of just 90s.
Yeah.
90s hits.
I love 90s music so much.
Which kind of is awesome that we're getting down to like the hard rock heavy metal, because my next album is more of a pop rock singer-songwriter. It's The Boss.
Oh,
Tunnel of Love with the bolo, dude. Oh, there we go. The bolo tie.
Look at
this is
guy.
my
stud.
This is my just got divorced, alone sitting at the bar, dive bar, the end of the bar, somebody looks over it, and there's a song all about that called One Step Up. Tougher Than the Rest is on this, that song's been covered by a shit ton of people. But he's in the middle of divorce and in that transition because his future wife is also in the band. So kind of weird. It was kind of scandalous for the time, but this album I don't feel like gets enough love in the Tunnel of Love. But yeah, I mean, I love Bruce. Obviously, he releases one of my favorite Bruce Springsteen albums in the year I was born, so I had to put it in here.
Yeah.
So we've seen 3 of my favorite artists already, and I still have my number 1 to do. So what could it be?
That album got ranked by Rolling Stone number 25 on the 100 best albums of the 80s.
Yeah, it's really fucking good, and I know even a lot of Springsteen fans that really aren't high on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, it's got really good ratings too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of 5 stars and A's and stuff. Whoa.
I mean, Bruce has always been a critic's darling, it's just there's a lot of people that just don't really like his voice, which I get it. It's kind of like a Dylan thing, but the difference is Springsteen, you can understand him. Like a lot of Bob Dylan shit, you can't understand what the fuck he's saying. But Bruce, as far as song construction and being able to present them, he's alive. I mean, the E Street Band, that's a live fucking thing. And I've told everybody that's ever asked me about Springsteen, if you see him live and you see the E Street Band live, it's like going to church. It's a religious experience. To this day, and I've seen Kiss multiple times.
Yeah.
Springsteen live, I mean,
It
there's
makes
no
sense, though.
show. There's no pyro. There's no. I mean, you get the screens now, but I mean, they don't really do anything with them. There's no
Yeah.
graphics
Yeah.
or anything on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time, and it's a cool album just to kind of like when you're. It's one of those kind of like almost like you're kind of down albums. I don't
Just
know.
hanging out, a little down. I will listen to some
Springsteen
Bruce.
always feels like it's just uplifting to me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're down, he
like
pulls you up, or if you're too up maybe and you want to come down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, but that I would do like Nebraska or something, because that's just him and a guitar the whole album.
Okay. Nice. All right.
I think you would appreciate it if you
I would
really
absolutely
like if you
appreciate
stayed away
Bruce.
from the hits.
Yeah.
Because like everybody knows Glory Days.
Yeah.
Stay away from Born in the USA until you get. Listen to Darkness on the Edge of Town. If that's my favorite album, is Darkness on the Edge of Town. Listen to that one first.
That's a cool
and
title.
Then yeah, it is.
That's a really cool title, actually.
Yeah.
I'll listen to some Bruce for you. I'll report back with some Bruce.
Report back.
Bruce
Okay,
homework.
you're number 2. Let's get through this. I know you. I don't want to get you in any more trouble than I've already gotten you into. I feel responsible.
I'm in deep. My number 2
I'm in too deep.
came out in 1993. From a band called Tool, and it was their debut album, not EP. You can consider Opiate
their full length.
Their first
release.
like full length release, Undertow, which has the most
not
well-known,
to be confused with Camel Toe.
The most well-known, yeah, because you would. The most well-known Tool song of all time, Sober. Prison Sex, 4 Degrees, the song Undertow. Like it's a great record. It's before Tool, like there's some complexity here, but it's pretty straightforward. Like Undertow is one of the easiest listens, and I mean that in like the songs aren't gonna take forever to get through. Like the longest one is Flood, and it's 7 minutes. And Disgustipated is actually only 6 minutes 45 seconds, and then there's like sounds after that, so it's technically 15 minutes 47 seconds. But really, the longest song would be Flood at 7:46. But it's an easily digestible Tool album. I still go back to it quite often because I like Tool. But when I'm not feeling like if I just need something like with that, I don't even know what their BPM, like 190, something like that, like even 80, like they're really slow BPM. Like if I want something slow and just kind of drive in and sober, like I've heard it a lot, but listening to Maynard sing Sober, like his vocal range is fucking insane.
He's a fantastic singer.
People react to that live one all the time, like how he's like kneeled over singing it and like all weird and shit, but he's like hitting these notes. Like Maynard Keenan the whole band is a force to be reckoned with. Like, but it'll be another 3 decades before we get another Tool record. So we gotta go with Fear Inoculum for now.
We will definitely get another Iron Maiden album before you get another
Tool. Yes, that's a guaranteed. Because they're always like, we're writing music, it's getting close. It's like, you said that for 13 fucking years, dude.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that, but I mean, it sounds like we're gonna get
I could do Fear Inoculum. Yeah.
It sounds like we're gonna get another Maiden album next year.
Yeah.
From what I hear.
Is that a thing that's been?
I think so. I've seen several YouTube videos of people who are in the know that
they're working on some stuff
that they're getting. And I mean the tour. I think the tour starts up in the US next week? This weekend? Next week?
It is because it's September heavy.
I think it's the 1st, right?
Yeah. I would look forward to that because Senjutsu, not a bad record, but it's not my favorite.
I want to go so bad.
I do too.
It's Fort Worth. That's 8 hours.
It's the closest because
it's
they
like
fucking sell out
4
arenas,
for you,
man.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, for me it's about if I'm hauling 4.5, 5. Yeah. If I'm moving, I think it's like 5.
And it's like November, so it's too close to Christmas for me. But hopefully they come back around because I'll do Tulsa for sure.
If they come back to Tulsa, we're both going.
Yeah,
no doubt about
for
that.
sure. I have to see
Iron Maiden in Tulsa. I wanted to go. Roman was there.
Ooh.
Fucking. Anyways, Tool, Undertow. I'm sure most people know the record.
I even know that one, so I would hope. people.
Yeah, it's badass. It's
That's
again.
That's really the only thing about Tool that ever turned me off. Really, is just the length of.
You just have to be ready to go on an adventure. Like when you listen to Lateralis. Lateralis is probably my favorite record from Tool, and that one,
Yeah.
like the song they made using the Fibonacci sequence, like who fucking does that? But
Yeah.
it turned out so well, you know. Like you're doing psychedelics when you're making shit like that.
Yeah,
Come
for
on,
sure.
and it's okay.
That's like today. I did a video, the tier ranking of Dress to Kill, Kiss's
Yeah.
third album, has Rock and Roll Night on it. 29 minutes, 52 seconds. It's literally under a half an hour. It's like, give me the fucking, give me the hook, give me the licks, give me
Yeah.
the riffs, give me the harmonies. Let's get in, let's get
It's
out.
all get in, get
Moving
out.
on.
That's
Yep.
what you want to do.
Get a
So
song stuck in my head so I can sing it
speaking
for
of
the next
getting in and
week.
getting out, what's your number one?
My number one, good segue, is the album from the year I was born that also feels like the album that kind of started my life, honestly. That's how big
Okay.
this album is. I would never say it's one of my favorite, like it's not in my top like
I just sniffed
five
my
or
fingers, and I know that picked up on camera. I'm sorry.
yeah, it
I
totally
fucking
did.
smelt my fingers.
It's
They're
okay. You
not
do
dirt.
it all
It's
the
not like
time.
it's
You
not
do
like
it
I
all the
scratched
time.
my balls or anything,
Yeah.
but I just kind of like they're clean smelling.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
I wouldn't put it in my top 5, maybe in my top 10.
of
But
all
like
time,
but it's like one of those albums that if you hear a song from it, you're like, it takes you back, you know?
yeah.
And I've talked about this album. I talked about it when I got it on vinyl. And yeah, I mean, it's just one of those really important like cornerstone of your life. It's altering, you know.
Yeah.
And it's 1987, of course. White Snake.
Fuck
Dude,
yeah, dude.
like I've said
Fuck
before,
yes.
this cassette was in both parents' cars when they got divorced when I was 4, so that would have been 91. So this album is already like sold a
Yep.
gajillion copies. But Here I Go Again, Is This Love, the big hits, obviously, Still of the Night, my favorite Whitesnake song of all time. Dude, David Coverdale's voice, bluesy rock, whatever you want to call it.
Love Ain't No
I
Stranger.
mean,
That's not on that one, is it?
that's on Slide It In.
Okay.
Yeah,
Slide
which
It
I
In,
also
nice.
got on vinyl. And
White
it was
Snake
because
is
you kept
fucking
singing
badass.
Love Ain't No Stranger. And that's why I ended up getting it. Is because, and I was like, I have that, and this was already in my cart, so I just got them both at the same time.
Whitesnake's badass, dude. I mean, what else do you say? Like, they're fucking sweet. I like
yeah,
Whitesnake,
it opens
man.
with a song called "Crying in the Rain," which is badass. This whole album is fucking rules. You can hear
The
that.
song, the
I
name
hate
is
that sound.
cool. Crying in the
Um,
Rain.
what else?
Whitesnake is a group of hogmen.
Oh, for fucking sure.
Yeah, yeah, they're hogged out.
They're hog to the bone.
Hog to the bone, but wow. Hogging in the rain.
Hogging
Hogging
in the rain. Bad
Hogs
boys.
ain't no stranger.
Dude, this fucking album rules.
I'm gonna have
Like,
to listen to that one. Like,
Whitesnake
tonight.
is one of those bands that everybody kind of like. I feel like people just kind of like ream them. They're like,
because they're
oh,
like,
yeah,
because they're like hair butt rock. It
or
seems
and they're like,
you know?
oh yeah, they had like 2 hits, and it's like, yeah, but they really didn't. They had way
They
more
didn't.
than that.
Yeah, Whitesnake.
And they
like,
had a string of fucking albums that fucking kicked so much ass.
they're one like if you're listening to Hair Nation, yeah, you're gonna hear the big ones, but you're also gonna be
I
like, oh
don't
fuck,
know
that's
where
Whitesnake.
I'm going.
Yeah.
But I sure know where I've been. And it's funny because like 9 times out of 10 when you hear it on the radio or Sirius or whatever, you get like the original version and you're like waiting for the and it doesn't do it, and you're like, oh, okay. The known hit is like the 87 version, but they did it on an earlier album.
God, their Wikipedia page is so long.
Well, yeah, they've had
Whitesnake. There it is. Fucking Still the Night, and Is This
And
Love?
I still have a night, I hit a
Give
wave
Me All
around
Your
your
Love.
door. And I still have a night, I hit around your loving, telling me I gotta have my own.
Bound digga tigga digga, bound digga tigga digga, durn, tigga digga dance. Dude, like that riff, man.
It's heavy as fuck.
It's
It really is.
awesome, dude. Like I texted you too that one day where I was like trying to learn rat riffs, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what the fuck? Like it's hard. Round and round is hard, man. You have it's all about like it's weird finger
Yeah,
positioning.
it's the way
I'm not good with that.
they're always like this, you know.
And just think like some dude just wrote that and was just
Yeah,
like, oh yeah.
it's
But you
like,
know what? It's
I was
always like
fiddling
that.
around.
If you write it, it's easy to you, but I could pass it on to somebody else and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "It's just chords, man."
Yeah,
It's
you'll
just power
never see
chords."
the guy that wrote it that played it a gajillion times on tour go, wait, no,
No.
when they're
no.
trying to show you.
Well,
They just do
especially
it.
because, yeah.
I mean, they're
dope.
professional.
I'm glad that
yeah.
was your number one. That highlighted my show a little bit here.
I'm glad. I want to listen to the Whitesnake albums together.
We should. Next time we hang out, we should listen to Whitesnake.
That'll be 5 years.
My number one, probably be guessed. I alluded to it earlier. I actually dropped their name earlier. Typo negative bloody kisses. Oh.
Drink from the goblet.
My
cock.
Yeah. It's super necessary. One of my favorite bands of all time. I mean, of course, they're gonna get the 1993 number one slot for me as far as like a top 5 goes. But a disclaimer at the end of this, if you've made it this far, like we can always rearrange. Like I could do a top 5 tomorrow. It'd be 4 different albums. Because 3.
I didn't put Appetite
on.
on here. I didn't put Pet Shop Boys on here, who I'm fucking so high on right now.
Pet Shop Boys.
Whitney Houston's debut album was 87, which I don't give a fuck, dude. She's got the voice of an angel, and I have that vinyl. It sounds fucking great.
Not to be confused with the arms of an angel.
Yeah. Or the lips of an angel.
Or the lips of an angel. Saying those words, it makes me weep.
In the video, it's arms like this. I think he's on heroin. Anyways,
probably.
Typo.
I mean, I think we've talked about Bloody Kisses on here quite a bit, but I mean, dude, Christian Woman, Black number 1, the Summer Breeze cover, No More Nights of Blood and Fire. No, whoa. Like, We Hate Everyone, like, even the controversial Kill All the White People. Yes, that's the name of the song. I'm not saying it. But Kill All the White People. Like, it's Typo is just something. They're just different, man. Like
Which one did you just get on vinyl?
Dead Again, their final album.
Okay.
I have Bloody Kisses on vinyl.
I was gonna say you have Bloody Kisses. Yeah.
I do have Bloody Kisses, and it's one of those run out grooves.
Hey, why don't you have some visual? Oh god.
I have Slow Deep and Hard, Bloody Kisses, and Dead Again on vinyl, and then I have all their records on CD. But here it is. It's a run out groove, 1 of 3,000 copies.
Nice.
Still in the package. I've not even listened to the vinyl. I still want to.
You still don't have your shit.
Don't mistake lack of talent for genius. And then you got the Vinland flag, the made up flag. But yeah, fucking iconic record.
I love
just
that
like
record.
Whitesnake. It's so good. If I was
our
born
number
in
ones
96,
are solid.
Yeah, if I was born in 96, October Rust, because I love Bloody Kisses, but October Rust would probably be my favorite Typo album.
And we talked about that one at nauseum.
And like when October comes around, I listen to October Rust like the whole month. It's just necessary. You have to.
It's almost our time, man. I hope we can get some cool fall shit done on the channel.
I think I showed it on the last episode.
Yeah. I just couldn't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, because like September, October starts cooling off a little bit. We start getting in that fucking Halloween mode.
Yeah, man.
I hope we can get some shit done.
That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, Bloody Kisses. I mean, I've talked about Typo a lot, and I think eventually, I'm gonna say it, but eventually I will rank Typo albums. I mean, even though I just kind of spoiled it, but like I'll rank them just so I can go in depth or at least review them. Like I'd like to review the vinyls or whatever. But
yeah.
Like I have ideas for content someday when I start creating or helping create content again. And I'd like to help you, like if I can do my own videos and upload them now that I have a good upload speed, that helps you. So that'd be nice. It'd be nice to fucking contribute once in a while. But yeah.
Well, and I feel like if you're editing your own stuff, which like I've said in the past, I enjoy editing yours way more than my own, but
Because you sometimes judge yours.
yeah, because you
Yeah.
want everything. I like take every breath out and shit, like in
Yeah.
between words. Yeah. I'm like, nope, 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 nope. And then you see like what you've done through the video and all the choppy PPs throughout the whole
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you have access to it. You're like authenticated to be able to do that. So
I can do it.
yeah, whatever you want to do, you
back
can
in
send
and
it to
all that.
me.
Yeah.
You can do it yourself, whatever you want to do.
And I'm
But yeah,
curious
I
how
always look
sending it
forward
to
to
you
your
will
shit.
go with a better upload speed. Yeah, and I still
Probably
watch
better.
I watch your videos because I just sometimes I need a little dose of you. You might not know that,
Yeah,
but I do.
I
sometimes
don't.
need a dose. Sometimes I just need my friend, you know.
I get my dose of you typically through pictures of the baby. So I'm like, makes you
Thanks,
jealous.
Penny.
Shout out to Penny.
Yeah.
She's
Shout out
crying.
to Penny, by the way.
All right, let's
She's
wrap
talking.
it up so you can get out of
Let's
here.
take it home. I don't remember the sponsors. It's been a while. CopperJohnsBeard.com. Use coupon
Hey,
code
the
Hills
one
and
that
Quads.
somebody actually still uses.
CopperJohnsBeard.com will take care of your beard with soap, oil, cream, all the above, man. Balm. Use coupon code Heels and Quads in all caps at checkout and save 15% on your
My
order.
neck's actually kind of rough. I've got a couple of ingrown hairs. I need to get a new razor.
She's talking of Storm. I better go pay attention to her.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. Leave us a like. Leave us a subscription. Put on the notification bell so you know when we do upload. Or even when I maybe finish my Iron Maiden stuff.
That'd be nice.
That'd be cool. And yeah, we appreciate it. Stay tuned for anybody who's a loyal fan out there, if we have them still. And we got a couple.
We got a few.
And yeah, and I'm gonna get to that. So tell your friends.
Tell your enemies.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.